from the secretary, a very wonderful person that Lanita found to be in voice and in person, asking me to come and pray the opening prayer for the Senate session on July 15th. That's a day after the waiting, so we're trusting to stay for the afterglow breakfast. Trust that all of you will be there, making plans to attend. For I felt like last year was important, and I thought it might be the last for a while. But I really feel like this year is important, and I'm almost sure it'll be the last for a while. Nobody said that to me. Stands to reason that if harder times come, it will not be so easy for us to all assemble together. I have a reason to believe that Muskegon will be there in full strength, like 200 to 300. Maranatha, like 200 to 300. I'm trusting that all of you have made plans since we've had sufficient time to prepare, to wait upon God since the Lord Himself has called this meeting, and that you will be there accepting where His Spirit has informed you, or work duties have simply will not relieve you from being in that place. Would encourage you also that even if work is at hand, that if at all possible, you either miss a week's pay or have someone work in your place or work it out some way. This would be my encouragement, knowing that each of you have to make a decision in that point, and that if you're not there, it would be my opinion that you're not there because Jesus did not see fit to make way for you to be there. Hoping that in the next few weeks also that those who do not have sufficient funds may first of all be on their knees to pray, that others of us who have sufficient funds may be aware of those who do not have sufficient funds, that we may help provide, and that we might be willing in the next 5 or 6 weeks to fast some to have sufficient funds to pay for the rooms which are inexpensive by today's prices. So I would encourage you with all diligence to be there at this waiting upon God. Secretary Mrs. Johnson, who was such a lovely person, is the secretary of Dr. Richard Halverson, who is one of the most renowned ministers in our day, and I believe to be one of the deepest spiritually. I went out and bought his book that you've seen in the Zondervan stores or Bible bookstores, A Day at a Time, which is really entitled Daily Readings for Men. And I thought I would just read something to help you know the kind of man that I may be meeting if he's not on vacation. We're informed that only 2 guests are invited to pray every month, so the Senate meets only about half. If you put it all together, that means only 12 to 15 men are invited a year, which means that seldom in a lifetime is any man ever get invited to pray. I want to go back and thank the Lord that I prayed with Brother Helm some 5 to 6 years ago about who should invite to come. The Holy Spirit witnessed Senator Byrd. And after that invitation and one other, since maybe 2, he came. Came on the day he wasn't invited, but came to be with us in worship. And what a day it was, which has resulted in our going to Washington. The Holy Spirit has witnessed that He would anoint me in that prayer. I don't know what prayer that will be. I'm praying now, studying. That's why I'm reading this book, to become better acquainted with the atmosphere, with what may be expected of me in prayer, but even with that, to pray what God places upon my heart.